Hello, this is Seewing Yee. Welcome to this presentation on the VA foreclosures for the first week of November 2019 VA foreclosure opportunities. I'm going to go over all the main areas that we're promoting, namely in Central Texas, in Central Florida, in the Hampton Roads, Southern Virginia, as well as in North Carolina, because we have more of the turnkey resources in place. Excuse me, guys. These okay. Excuse me. Anyway, but I do have some off script presentation as well that are kind of deviate from our core areas that we usually promote with respect to the government veteran administration foreclosures. So without further ado, let's proceed. So let's go over Florida. In Florida, in this particular case, we have around 40 VA foreclosures that are available in this particular week that are listed here, and they are the properties that you as an investor, you can be any investor as long as you qualify for financing, namely that you have a couple of years of property uh, experience documented on your tax return. Yeah, so you need 2 years of rental property experience to qualify for the 5% down investor financing VA foreclosures. Okay, in addition, so as I stated a number of times, for those of you who are extremely motivated and want to do this, not only you need to have this requirement, but I ask you to pay me advance fee, non-refundable of $1,997 per property that I will help you purchase in these various markets. All right. So the reason why is the VA foreclosures, they pay very little money. I'm not going to go into details yet, but I do not get paid enough from the selling realtors sharing of the commissions to justify my time and the effort, because it does require time and effort to make this happen. So anyway, we'll talk about that if you're interested. But anyway, so let's proceed. This first property I'm going to present is very unique. It's always a unique property that can that really, as I look at this website every single day, it just intrigues me and just excites me as well. So this one in Florida is located in Key West. Now, my goal is to is when you purchase with 5% down, and some of you can do more, maybe 10% down payment using the VA loan venti financing. But my goal is to have you achieve at least break-even cash flow, or even positive cash flow based on 5% down. So in addition to that, of course, you have to pay the closing costs, which is $3 or $4 grand maybe, and then the any kind of upfront rehab costs you have to pay upfront as part of the buying process. That could be anywhere from 5 to 10,000. Cosmetic repairs, sometimes more depending on a property to property basis. But the end of the day is you can receive a lot of value associated with buying these VA foreclosures, and we'll talk about it in more details. But let's go over the properties. Okay, I think this is the most important for me to identify. This will be a fairly long presentation, so just bear with me. So anyway, the first property I want to go over for this particular week is this one located in Key West, Florida. I know you look at the price, it's like $407,500. You're telling yourself, oh, this is not going to cash flow. Well, I'm not sure about that, right? Key West, although I don't have any property management company in place, but for any one of you who are understand the value and very motivated, why not? Why not make an offer? But you and buy this property for $407,000, knowing that even with 5% down, I believe you might achieve break even, if not cash flow, because right, who doesn't know about the value of owning a property in Key West? This particular property is not only is good for long-term renter, but you can do a Airbnb, short-term rentals as well, vacation rental, and you will attract very high daily, weekly, or monthly rates, even with short-term or long-term rental. But as I look at the rental meter on this square footage, Key West is an amazing place to, it's the playground of the rich and famous. Ernest Hemingway and Jimmy Buffett, right? The musician, the Margaritaville fame, but he probably inspired a lot of people to come down to Key West in the Florida Keys and live and play and enjoy the retirement. And many vacationers, they throughout the year they come to Key West to enjoy the sun, surf, and water, and great weather, and all that kind of thing. So let's go over. I look at the rental meter. Look at the 2-bedroom, a mere 1,000 square foot, even at 407,000. You will be surprised. It's all about the rent to value ratio. 1,000 square foot, right? You look at the comparables. 1,000 square foot here on this particular property, you rent for $2,700, right? So this property potentially long-term lease is around $3,000 a month. So with 5% down, you could definitely achieve close to break-even cash flow, if not a little bit positive cash flow. Particularly if you do a short-term vacation rental, daily or weekly rates, I'm sure it'll be a great bargain. Another comparables in the area in terms of rental rates, as you see, a lot of these 900 square foot homes, similarly, 1,000, they're renting for almost $3,000. So you look at another metric I look at on this rental meter that I use quite often, within a 5-mile radius, well, basically throughout the island of Key West, you will see 79 similar rental homes within the past year at 5-mile radius, renting at like $2,500 or more. So there's a lot of rental comps. So clearly, this is a tremendous location for people to buy. But I have to say this, that you're probably competing with 20 30 other people who's going to want to buy this property. Okay, I kid you not. So 20 to 30 offers. So the chances of you getting, you have to offer at list price, probably above, maybe 5 or 10 grand above list price. That is not only on this property, but all the VA foreclosures that I'm showing you that are located in great locations. All right. So as you can see, this home, I will show you some of the pictures. It may require some rehab, maybe 5 or 10 grand of cosmetic rehab, just an estimation. But let's look inside. Looks typical Key West type property. Have this Caribbean feel, those kind of things. But I'm not going to go any further other than on Zillow. This Zillow is showing a comp for this particular house at, I think they mentioned $3,000. Let's see. Yeah, right here. See, the rent is estimated on three grand. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. This is a very unique, very rare. This kind of property is available on a VA foreclosure kind of deal, but it'll go very fast. It just came on very recently, right? October 27th, a couple of days ago. But this property will go fast. Of course, you need to get Vendy loan qualified first and foremost before you can make any bids. So you just submit the offers, and you're competing with other buyers throughout the area, throughout the country, throughout the world, whatever. So very competitive billing. So therefore, it takes a little bit of time and effort to buy not only this kind of property but other properties that I'm sharing with you. Okay, let's go on. I don't want to spend too much time on one area, but the second property I want to show you on this Florida VA foreclosure market this week is DeLand, Florida. This property just came on board a week ago. DeLand located in Central Florida. Of course, as you know, Jean Gillum has been promoting Central Florida. She can definitely help you to look into this property as well. 249K, built in 2008, so 2,800 square foot. So based on these numbers and the location and the look at the house, I have to believe that the rental for this property is probably like 1,700, maybe $1,800 rent. So you put 5% down, you will most likely achieve break-even cash flow. Okay, so on a 249K. So Odessa is also in Central Florida, but this price point 389 is quite high for 5% down to achieve break-even cash flow. So let's ignore that for this for a second, although some of you can still do it. All right, let's quickly go over Palm Bay. Palm Bay, this property built 1986. Yes, it's only 169,000. So many of you know that Gene Gillen is promoting the new construction in Palm Bay. So clearly this location is growing by leaps and bounds. So there's a lot of value associated with this property. I did a rental comp. The rental comp on this property is probably around 1,300, 1,350. So based on the price point, it's a little bit below 1% rent to value ratio. So you should be able to achieve break-even cash flow at 5% down with the VA foreclosure situation. So this property just came on board a couple of days ago, October 27th. So very, very desirable. Again, expect 3 to 5 people, multiple offer situation. So so we have, of course, Central Florida, we have the whole resources available for you. Property management all in place, everything. Okay, Port St. Lucie is somewhere down in Atlantic coast. Anywhere down in Atlantic coast is very desirable. On the beach, which is, all up and down Florida Atlantic coast. Those homes are close to the beach is around $500,000 to $1 million to more. But if you buy within 5 miles or 10 miles away from the beach, there's a lot of value associated with some of those property, and especially not subject to the hurricane as much. Okay, Jacksonville is another great market. They're located in the northeast corner of Florida. Very, very fast, a very fast growing population and job growth. So a lot of great VA foreclosures here. And this particular one, 216K, I have to believe with 5% down, you could get a renter for maybe $1,650 or $1,700. So you should have a break-even cash flow. So this listing just came on board a week ago. Very desirable. So let's skip over Miami, too expensive, 375K, although the rent is like 2,500. So some of you can still do it. Another great Jacksonville property. This one, the listing date was August the 5th. So we're talking a couple of months ago. I have to believe this property has already been sold. The bidding war is over. Somebody have this property. So I'm just going to focus on the listing date within the past few weeks. Anything past couple of weeks, the property is gone, but the picture is still on here. I don't know why. VAs, they take their time to, hold on. Let's get back. Now we're on to page 2 of the Florida market. Yulee is north of Jacksonville. Again, very, very desirable places. So these are good purchase, okay, as well. We have the property management in place. In Jacksonville area, Yulee, 205K, so the rent will be $1,650, basically maybe $1,700. So you should break even with 5% down. Another Jacksonville, same thing. See, all this property are very, very new, built in 2016, require very little cosmetic repair. Look at the inside, very, very nice looking, very well done. All upgraded, all the electrical system, foundation, everything upgraded, just some minor cosmetic repair, 5 to 10 grand at the most. Good area, so very desirable. Okay, good rentals, all in a lot of. It's just amazing. So let's go on. Cape Coral, something that I don't. I used to have property manager there, so I can always find one for you. But this property also very desirable, 192K. Although it's a little bit older, 1964. Again, if you rehab it correctly, it'll be fine. Although there's a pool, some of you do not like pool, I understand. It appears like you need more of a repair than necessary, maybe 10, 15 grand, but still very, very good value. It rents well. All these areas I'm showing you can rent very well. Okay, Groveland, 251, a little bit above our price point. but still, some of you can still do it. Groveland, located in Central Florida. Yulee again, Jacksonville area, 203, good number, meets our criteria. Vero Beach, located in the mid-Atlantic coast of Florida, very, very desirable area, 231K. You should get a very good rent as well. Let me see. Okay, let's go to page 3 of the Florida market. Let's skip over the one we. Some of these expensive ones, 519K. They are good for perhaps here at Vero Beach. Very desirable. A coastal area will bring in a lot of short-term vacation rental could be a possibility. So 519K, you need about 3,500 rent. You might be able to get that on a vacation rental situation. Okay, so let's Delray Beach, which is good too. But I want to focus in Central Florida because we have all the systems in place, property management and all, what have you. We've been working the market. Gilliam, Tampa, tremendous area. Gilliam have sold a lot of properties for our investors over the years in Tampa area, which is 1 hour west of Orlando. It's part of the Central Florida metro. So Tampa is very fast growing. So this property, 240K, will probably rent for $1,850. So again, very desirable area. So expect multiple offer, 3 to 5 people, maybe even more. Over here is, but this is dated September. So this property may be gone. Anything that are more than 30 days from today, that means the multiple offer situation has transpired and they should take this picture off the website because these probably are long gone. So let's focus on the first within 30 days. This one just came on board, Lehigh Acres, right, half an hour, 20 miles like east of Cape Coral in the area located in the Gulf of Mexico, very highly desirable, very fast growing Cape Coral submarket of Lehigh Acres for 188K, built in 2014. Look how nice this property is. Probably rent for $1,500, maybe $1,550. So you should get break-even cash flow with 5% down. So great location, very new, very little repair is necessary. Very fast growing Lehigh Acres. Okay, very, very desirable. Okay, so this one just came on board October 26, a few days ago. So expect the VA lender to receive, they are welcome to receive offer at or above the list price. That's the idea. Okay, and the last page here, this is a 98,000 Lehigh Acres also. This will probably require some more rehab than necessary. But it's still fine. It comes well, appraises very well. Jacksonville, this one October 17th, so there's a still chance they may accept some offers, the VA people. So 210, very good, desirable in Jacksonville, Florida. Let me see what else. St. Augustine, this is a very good area. St. Augustine is like an hour and 50 minutes east south of Orlando, close to the Palm Bay area. Very good beachy area. So this is good value at 272K, 4-bedroom, 2,200 square foot. So some of you might want to entertain this particular property. Very good area. You could even do a vacation rental here if possible. Okay, so let me see what else. This property just came on board a week ago. Oh no, I'm not going to talk about this. Another Tampa. This is a great property. Just came on board about a month ago. This property, 2,600 square foot, 3-bedroom, 238K. This is a very desirable area, so you're going to receive a fair amount of offers. So you have to compete against. Okay, but that is also very good. So 5% down will give you a lot of value. So Yulee, another one in Yulee, north of Jacksonville, Florida, 199K just came on the market like a couple of weeks ago. So this also a very desirable area, rents very well, good location, etc. Okay, I'm done with Florida. Let's go over to, in fact, a couple of property in California, very rare. Some of the property in California, for example, this one in Sacramento just came on board A couple of weeks ago at 270K, not the best part of Sacramento, maybe a C plus neighborhood perhaps, but a mere 270K, at 5% down, you're only out 13 grand down payment, and then closing costs at 4 grand, plus the rehab cost maybe another 10 grand. But it may rent for, I don't know, let's just check it out. You expect to receive maybe 5 offers on this property at this point. So let's go over, this is a 3-bedroom, 1,500 square foot. So let's go over, let's look at my rental meter, 3-bedroom, 1,500 square foot in that part of Sacramento. And let's see, within 2-mile radius on this kind of property, what is the estimated rent? All right, and the estimated rent, my prediction is pretty much correct, around 1,750. So let's look at what's the square footage? The square footage 1,500. So let's look at comparables. 1,500, we're talking almost $2,000 on this comp. This is this one, yeah, almost 2,000. So it's not bad, yeah. So it works. $2,000 rent on 270K home at 5% down. If you want to put 10% down, you should break even, maybe a slight negative cash flow monthly, maybe $100 to $200 negative monthly, which is doable. Okay, for those of you that want to buy something closer, this is opportunity. Just it was listed a couple of weeks ago, that may be gone by now. You have a lot of local buyers that look at this on a multiple listing service, and they will pounce on it. They will pull the trigger very, very quickly. That's what you're up against. The remaining part of California on the VA foreclosure, there's one in Fresno. This one just came on board a week ago, 247K. The rent is not that high, so I don't know. You may require more than 10% down to a break even. So that may not be a good value for some of you. Lake Elsinore, 369K. There's a vacation spot in Southern California. Auburn, 344K is quite, past the 1% rule that I promote, 1% rent to value. But some of you might still do it. But this one in San Diego, 439, a little bit above the price point that we want for VA foreclosure. Okay, that's it for California. One thing, nothing in Nevada. I'm not gonna go over anything. This one is, you only have 2 properties, and and Arizona, that's one that I really like, just came into the market. Buckeye, Arizona, just came on board a few days ago, 247K, 4-bedroom, 3,200 square foot. So this could be very desirable because it's in a Phoenix metro area. So I used to have a property management resource a few 10 years ago, but I could still find those individuals. Let's see the company. Let's see how much is the rental situation in the neighborhood. So to determine how desirable it is, 2-mile radius, Buckeye, Arizona. No rental within 2 miles. Let's try 5 miles situation. So only 2 houses that were rented within 5-mile radius. So it's kind of in a boondock a little bit. And it rents for, see, the rent's not very high. It's only like $1,100. So that's not good. 3,200 square foot. I'm not sure we can find any kind of comparable now. I don't know. So maybe $2,000. No, I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. Anyway, let's go on. Let's go move over to Texas. There are 57 properties in VA foreclosure where this property was certified by VA for 5% down for investor, like most of you. Okay, let's start from the page 6. All right, the areas that we're targeting is El Paso, Texas, and Killeen, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas, because these 3 areas have very heavy military concentration of active duty retirees and ex-military veterans that have the ability to pay rent to rent your home. So this is you could make the argument that these 3 areas are recession proof. That means good times or bad time, you will find renters because these locations are very close to some major military installation that's not going to go away. So you have plenty of active duty soldiers have the ability to pay you because they get an extra government monthly allowance to pay the rent for you. So uh, in addition, military, because I'm military, I'm ex-veteran, 20 years U.S. Army, retired. Some of you do not know, so obviously I understand the military system very well, and these kind of areas are you're gonna find the best tenant because active duty soldiers makes the best tenant. They stay typically more at least 3 years or more, and they will pay you rent because it's like a guarantee rent because it's a government paycheck. It's a tax-free housing allowance that active duty soldiers gets to pay, and they have more than enough money to pay you. And their basic pay that they get on a monthly basis are not impacted by the housing allowance to pay you the rent. So all the best case scenario. So El Paso, located next to U.S. Army Fort Bliss, and again, you will get mostly military renters, which is great. So very, very low risk. So very turnkey. So a property like this, 180K will probably rent for 1,500. So you will break even with 5% down. Okay, DeSoto located in this one too high a price. Located in San Antonio. San Antonio is a great rental market, great fast-growing city. A lot of military people. I was stationed at U.S. Army Fort Sam, Houston, Texas. They call it Fort Sam back in 1984, 1985. So I know San Antonio very well. San Antonio, one of the top 10 growing real estate market in the country for the past many years now. Very fast growing. So you have a mixture of regular tenants and active duty military and other type of ex-veteran who be more than happy to rent the property from you. All right, let's go on. El Paso, this one, 139K, very, very desirable. Just come on a week ago. You can get cash flow at 5% down because the rent could be like 1,300. So as long as they located closer to Fort Bliss, within 5-mile radius of the post, of the military post. Okay, page. What page is this? Page 4. Let's focus on a lot of these property located in like Dallas and Houston area. Those are good areas too. You can afford VA foreclosures, but I do not have a property management team in place over there. I could easily get it per your request. If you want to buy close to this location, I'll be more than happy to work with you and find my team to help you to make it a turnkey situation. But let's focus on the area that we are very familiar with. Temple, Texas is very, very close to 1 hour north of Austin. So very, very fast growing, very, very desirable as well. So you should be good to go with that. Okay, so Temple, this 246K, a little bit higher point. I know the property taxes is higher than usual, more than 2%, but with 5% down, you may have a slight negative cash flow, a couple $100. That's still worth it, in Temple, Texas. Some of you know Ken Renner, my Central Texas referral partner, has been promoting not only properties, new construction in Austin, but also up the road, Temple. Very good area, very fast growing. Okay, San Antonio, back to San Antonio, 274, a little bit too high for cash flow. So let's kind of skip that. But this one is better. Another San Antonio just came on board a week ago, 209K. So 5% down, you should break even because the rent is going to be like 1,550 to 1,600. So San Antonio always rents well on a historical basis. Vacancy rate is very, very low because there's so many tenants, so many military people there. Another one in San Antonio, 182K, just listed a couple of weeks ago. This is also a very desirable area. Okay, and so then this is now we're on to page 3, I believe. So let me see what's on page 3. Nothing in the area that we are promoting heavily. So no, page 4. Let's go to page 3. What's out there? Another San Antonio, this is good. Listing date October 18th, 216K, 4-bedroom, 2,300 square foot. This is very desirable. Another Converse is also in the San Antonio metro. In fact, Converse is very close to the military bases, Fort Sam and Randolph Air Force Base. And as you can see some of the description, close to Fort Sam, Randolph, close to everything, HEB, close to Supermarket, Walmart, just very accessible. So this is a good property. 154K especially, or you can cash flow 5% for sure. The rent is going to be like $1,350, maybe $1,400 at least. So good high quality property. I don't know how much rehab, not too much, maybe 5 or 10 grand. So it can be rented very easily. 50% chance in San Antonio you can rent to a active duty soldier, Air Force or Army or Navy, whatever. But there's a 50% chance you can rent to for a regular civilian, because San Antonio have a very good place to live and to rent. Many people renting. All right, Belton next to Temple, very, very desirable as well. Very fast growing up the freeway, Highway 35, up and down Highway 35 from San Antonio to Austin, 40 miles up the road. From Austin, 40 miles up the road into Temple and Belton, and then even beyond north of Belton and Temple, you can see the path of growth for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years, all the way to Dallas. The Dallas up north to San Antonio, the freeway, Highway 35, that is the corridor. That's the corridor of growth. Okay, so this good property, and New Braunfels is also right above San Antonio at 242K, very, very desirable as well, very rentable. Okay, so that, maybe a little bit of negative cash flow, that's fine to many of you, to some of you. Okay, page 2, Killeen, Killeen again, very good area next to U.S. Army Fort Hood, one of the largest military base in the U.S. So prices are quite low, 99K, definitely very desirable. For 5% down, you can get rented for $1,000 at least, maybe $1,100 rent. So you should have a positive cash flow around $250, maybe even $300, or just 5% down on the VA financing. So very, very good area, Killeen. There's quite a few VA foreclosures. You have a lot of active duty people stationed here next to U.S. Army Fort Hood. Killeen, Texas is, like I say, is 1 hour north of Austin, very fast growing area. So very good area to buy VA foreclosure, because the price is a little bit lower than other areas in Texas, give you more cash flow based on 5% down. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it in the state of Texas. Converse, this is good. This one, 108 in Converse outside San Antonio, is quite low price. I suspect you need some more money for repair. Yeah, you can look at the picture. You need probably 20 grand to repair this, but after repair value will be very close to the comp in the area. So don't worry about the 20 grand repair. Everything should be fine, relatively speaking, with the appraisal. Okay, so all right, so that's it for Texas, and let's move over to Southern Virginia. We call it Hampton Roads. Many of you know Hampton Roads are the largest military naval base, Norfolk Naval Base, very, very large. And then you have Newport News Shipbuilding Yard as well. And then you have a Air Force Base and Army base located all over Southern Virginia. So this is the area that I like to focus on as well, in addition to Central Florida and Central Texas. So a lot of these homes are very rentable. Virginia Beach, this is quite desirable, just listed last week. 190K, built in 2006, very desirable. Virginia Beach is a very, very hot area, so you should have very little problem renting. 190K, you can probably rent for like 1,600. In fact, let's go over this 3-bedroom. Okay, let's go over the rental meter. Let's take a snapshot of what's the estimated rent there. Within, let's say, within 3-mile radius. What's the square footage? Square footage is 1,900 square foot. So let's see So within 3 mile radius, oh, kind of low, maybe not. There's not enough rental comps to justify anything. Okay, let's forget about this one. I don't know why. This one too high, 249K, Virginia Beach, kind of similar. Why the rental comps are so low there? Let's see. Let's try this one. Maybe I clicked something wrong. I don't know. Let's try this one within 2 mile radius. Okay, this is more like it. Yeah, I think I clicked something wrong, but within 2 mile radius on this property in Virginia Beach, there were 66 rentals within 2 mile radius, 3-bedroom rentals, and they rent for almost $1,300. So this square footage is almost 2,000 square foot. So let's look at 2,000 square foot comparable, which is not that many really. As you can see, most of these rental properties are way less than 2,000 square foot. This one is closest. So this 2,000 square foot rent for 1,300. So I don't know what to say. Let's assume. Okay, let's try one step further. Let's try to do. Let's go to Zillow and find what Zillow say about the rental comps in this area on this 190K property. So the rental comp on this property, looks how nice it is. All these property, VA foreclosure properties are very, very nice, very modern, very everything. Does it show a rental comp here? Maybe not. But I have to believe that the rental comp for this property is probably 1,550 to 1,600. Okay, kind of rare. I couldn't find the rental comps there, but this one is also good. Also in Virginia Beach. Oh, this is a 1,600 square foot. Located very, very close to all the military installations. So 50% chance you can rent to a military person. But nevertheless, okay, this is good, right? 25 homes within 2 mile radius on this 3-bedroom. So the square footage is how much? Almost 1,600 square foot. So look at something 1,600 square foot. So yeah, see, 1,600. See, so this is a very realistic comparison. So yeah, even on this property is like rented for almost 2,000. So Virginia Beach is a very good area. Okay, 1,600 to 1,900 rent on a property listed for 175K. So if 5% down, you should get at least a partial, small positive cash flow. So very, very desirable. Okay, let's go on. Oh, so many. Let's go page 2 on Hampton Road, Southern Virginia. Norfolk is very good too. So yeah, Norfolk is part of that. Another Virginia Beach, 239K, listed last week. Okay, Newport News is also very good, 162K. So this one should rent very well, should achieve cash flow. Came on the listing 3 weeks ago. Let's go over the rent comps over here. 3-bedroom. Hurry. See, 38 homes within 2 mile radius. And this property is at 1,350 square foot. So 1,350 square foot. So almost $1,300 rent, all right? Yeah, see that? Almost $1,300. $1,300 rent on a $162 purchase. So 5% down should give you a slight positive cash flow of $100, maybe $150. So this area, this property is very desirable, needless to say. All right, and let me see what else. Then let's go to the third page to see what we find. Norfolk is also Hampton, is part of the Hampton Road, very close by to all the military bases. Hampton, 163K. That Suffolk is also Virginia Beach. This is a very nice 108K. So another Norfolk 169. So all these kind of price point meets our criteria. And last but not least, let's go to North Carolina. Our focus is on Jacksonville, North Carolina, which is home to U.S. Marine Corps Camp Lejeune, which is a very large Marine Corps active duty base, and also in Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is a little bit inland in Southern Virginia, which is the home of the U.S. Army Fort Bragg, the 82nd Airborne Division. So a lot of active duty soldiers are renting your homes, have a long-term historical rental record. So surprisingly, in the state of North Carolina, there are 45 VA foreclosures. So it appears that a lot of military people live in and around North Carolina for whatever reason. So let's focus on Fayetteville and Jacksonville, North Carolina. 172K, this is a good desirable. It rents for maybe 1,500, so you should get break-even cash flow of 5% down. Let's scrolling back down on page 1, and Fayetteville, again, 198K, maybe a higher point. I want to focus on 150K and below, all right? So you can cash flow. All right, so let's not buy anything higher than 150K with 5% down. Although Wilmington, North Carolina is a very good area, 152K, you should be able to catch another Wilmington by the coastal area, North Carolina, close to the ocean. So these are very desirable. With a little bit of fix-up cost, you should cash flow very, very nicely. Back to Jacksonville, a little bit higher, 194K. You could buy, but you could have a slight negative cash flow, perhaps. Try to focus on 150 and below in Fayetteville and Jacksonville, North Carolina, all right? Next to a very large military bases. This one's good too, 154, right on the threshold. So this one you should seriously consider. Let's go to page 3. Ooh, sorry for this long presentation, but you have to, I have to say, this is good, right? 118K. This is a very cookie cutter, very good Fayetteville. 118K, already 4-bedroom, 1,500 square foot. So if you could rent this out for 1,100, 1,200, you can definitely have a positive cash flow of $200 at least, maybe to even $250. So this is a very cookie cutter home. You should focus on the low 100s. Okay, let's go to page 4, and then let me see another favorite. What is not too expensive? No, not this one. Okay, this one's good, 95K. Okay, built a little bit older, but if you rehab it correctly, you should be fine. You should rent for at least $1,000 based on my research, and maybe a little bit of rehab, maybe 10 grand for rehab, cosmetic, right? Those kind of things. Yeah, so this is good. All right, so again, sorry for another favor. This one very good, 93K. You should be able to rent it out very, very easily, very quickly to an active duty soldier from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, 82nd Airborne. So look at inside. Yeah, maybe a little bit of cosmetic repair, 10 grand, like painting, changing the carpet, mainly, right? Should not be that bad, but it's a good value. The price point makes it a cash flow. So anything, good price. And last page, let me see, another one, this one a little bit on the cutoff point, 151. This is good too. All right, that's about it. Okay, I spent enough time. Sorry, this is such a long presentation. So thank you so much for watching, and look forward to helping all of you. This is Seewing Yee from the Uniluxor Network. If you're interested, contact me, and we'll work it from there. Thank you so much, and I'm going to log out. How I'm going to log out, I have no clue. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's a long presentation.